What is going on, everybody? How are we doing on this fine Thursday evening? My name is Eric, and welcome to Q2C VR Gamer Live. We are a weekly VR talk show that airs live every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where we broadcast live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. Okay, not TikTok tonight because Todd's not here, but everywhere else we will go live. But if you cannot catch us live, remember, you can always catch us afterwards on your favorite podcast platform. But before we go any further, let me say that my partner from the great Canadian Northwest is such a slacker that he would rather spend time with his family than be here with me and all you awesome people tonight. Let's give him a big middle finger for F you, Todd, for not being here. We got lots of other people to come in and hang out with us. And first we'll bring in the always awesome D. Did you give Todd the big middle finger, D, when I did that?
Yes.
Yeah, he should be here all the time. Everybody in the chat, give the big middle finger to Todd right now. How dare he? How dare he? D, we're not alone tonight, though, because we lose Todd, but we gain a Skeeva. How good is that?
What up, y'all? Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to be here as a Todd replacement. I even bring more hair.
Hell yeah, way more hair than a Todd. But you know what? I'm gonna see your Skeeva and I'm gonna raise you a Wes Dillon. We can just do that. Boom.
What's up? Todd must be really something, man. If it takes both Skeeva and I to replace him. Yeah, so shout out Todd for being a slacker.
He's got a big chair to fill, man. And yeah, I mean, of course, right before we go live, I mean, I get all kind of technical issues. I couldn't go live for 5 minutes, and it's so much easier when Todd's here and he can take care of all this shit, man. I just want to be like Alex and come in and do my thing, Skeeva. I don't want to have to do any work. I just want to come in and breeze in and go, hey, everybody, I'm Alex VR.
Else hit all the
and then
buttons.
Go, see you later.
Dude, wow.
Oh, man.
Hey, it's hard to find a spaceship, you know?
I know, right? I want to be on the spaceship. We need a spaceship. Can we just steal your spaceship?
You can borrow it, but I mean, as long as you have insurance, you know, because we used to have a different spaceship and it crashed.
Crashed it, I know.
Yeah, it was
Gonna fill the
unfortunate.
tank up before you bring it back, right?
Absolutely. That's gonna be expensive. No more spaceship gas. Guys, how's your week been? How's everything going?
Crazy. Just fucking crazy, man. Smothering under the weight of my life, and then all of this fucking games coming from left and right and center.
Yeah.
It's RE4 evening, bro. Like it's about to happen. It's hours away.
It's like Christmas comes early. I know, right?
Yeah, it was literally. Like I would have bet even 3 weeks ago, I would have bet that this game don't drop this year. Like it makes no sense. They already did Village. Like why are they going to do another one in the same calendar year? That makes no sense.
Yeah,
but here it is.
I know.
And, yeah,
they did it.
Crazy.
I know. It's crazy. It's like such a big time for VR. Like I was doing every once a month, I help host an AMA over in the Ghost of Tabor Discord channel, and there's like 500 people in there. And one of the guys who comes on, you know, he wants to ask a question. They come on live, and he's like, "Yeah, to be honest, I haven't touched my VR headset in like 5 months. It's got dust on it." And I'm like, "What? If you can't find something to put your VR headset on for right now, in the time that we have had this year, you're insane. Like you should just maybe not play the VR then ever, because I don't know what." If you can't find something to play right now, I don't think we're ever going to satisfy you at this point.
That's someone that's not informed. They have no idea what's happening in the gaming world. No idea.
Yeah.
Because like, even if I took the entire week off of work, I would have still had to clone myself in order to play everything that happened.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, you could just play hours and hours and hours of Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Forget all the other games. I would just clean stuff.
Who doesn't want to spend hours just cleaning their backyard? I mean, really.
Well, whoever does should come over here. I've got a couple acres that I need help with.
You could just do it in pass through, right? And just actually really do it.
That's true. That's very true.
Why haven't they done that? Why can't they just grime your walls and have you do an MR version of that? That would actually be kind of cool.
They should. If you could do your own environment, that would be cool.
That would be cool. I don't see why that's not possible. But you know, I'm not a dev either, so
yeah. We should be. Guys, let's go before we go too much further. Let's say hello to our chat because there's a lot of people here wanting to hang out, and I'm sure they're wanting to say hi to everybody. And we'll go right up to the top. And Tensai Gaming VR is here. What is up, dude? How you doing?
Hey, what's
Oh,
up?
92. Miss Grey Wolf is here, and she says, "Ow." D, can you hit the button for the Grey Wolves?
What was
Boom, 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 boom. That's all. That's all.
Oh man, that's another thing. Todd's not here. We got no sound bites. I got nothing going
You've
on.
got some of them, remember?
Yeah, no, we got some of them. We got
Good.
some of them. D can do some. We'll see if we can hit another one here on the way out. Let's see who else.
You know
we
who
got?
else likes to hit it on the way out? My
Who?
mom.
Yeah.
So I take it that that's not one of the ones that we can do then, huh?
No,
No.
that's the one that D does.
Yeah, that's the one that D does.
Yeah.
D does it. Let's see who else we got here. VR Spry Guy is here. What is up, dude? PDX VR, Destiny 11. Virtual Strangers is here. Yeah, he is. Zell 2318. Midlife Kid. Orlin Hooper's here, D.
Orlin Hooper's jacked, yo.
By the way,
Perfect.
shout out Cubo 98 for or 92 rather for dropping keys left and right already in the
Was he
chat.
really?
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
it. Very
Angry
cool.
Birds was the most recent one, and then
Nice.
there's another one up here somewhere. A
Nice.
medieval.
Has somebody been bundling it? I think Angry Birds was in that crazy
Yeah.
Humble Bundle deal. Did you guys see that deal
Totally.
for Humble Bundle?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Another amazing one. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, thank you, Kubo, for 92 for dropping those keys. Air Force One is here. Wendy Crook says hi from Wisconsin. What is going on? How are you doing? Substatic is here. Let's see who else we got. We got a restream bot that's coming from a Facebook user. Says first. Could be first in Facebook. This is L2318. I already said. Hooked Worm, the Who's Your Game Cat? How are you doing? Bacardi B is here. Mepper is here. What's up, Mepper? How you doing, man? Who else? Ryan B.
What an epic chat.
Oh my God, Fluke Rogi is here. What is up?
What up, Fluke?
Who else we got? Hussein X. Boop, boop, boop. VR Central here with a $20 super chat.
Holy
Starting the fund for Eric to have a spaceship to battle Skeeva. That would be a cool. We could have ships battle each other, Skeeva. That would be sick.
That'd be dope. We could hop into No Man's Sky and make that happen.
Hell
So,
yeah.
so Fluke
Hmm.
Rogi in the chat already spoiling the Game Awards for us, saying just seen the Thrasher announcement from the people behind Thumper. Looks nice and trippy. So we got
Ooh.
something cool coming from the Thumper team. It sounds like.
What was the name of it?
Thrasher?
Thrasher, and it's a VR title.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Ooh.
it, but it's certainly intriguing. We'll make it VR if it's not.
Hell yeah.
That's
I
how
knew-
we do.
Yeah, so the VR awards are going, or not the VR awards. I'm sorry. The
Game Awards.
the game awards are going on right now, and we will try to keep updated on what that as we go. But yeah, I'm interested to see what we see. And there have been people talking that there may be some VR game announcements tonight.
VR confirmed for Thrasher.
Yep.
There you go. There's one right there. Boom. So yeah, we're gonna get some VR. Hopefully more VR out of this tonight too. So we'll keep an eye on that. Who else do we got here? Typical Kiwi is here. Escape Portal is here. Bluebell, what is up, Bluebell? How are you doing? Bacardi B, I think I already said. PDX VR Gaming, TBC VR Gaming. Awesome. If I missed anybody else, I do apologize. Chris 9989, the Academy is here. The Academy of Language and Therapy and Life Coaching. Anybody else missing? I will catch you next time. I promise. Guys, lots going on, and I have an agenda that I want to talk about. But first, Skeeva, I want to talk a little bit about the VR awards and just kind of, say number one, thanks for everybody for putting up with us not having a show last week. We hate missing shows. We try not to miss as few as we can, but it was for a good cause, Skeeva. We were away. We were in the Netherlands, in the land of the Dutch, for the VR awards.
Dude, what an amazing country that is. First of all, it's absolutely gorgeous. So everyone knows Amsterdam, right? And then like a 40-minute train ride away is Rotterdam, which is like a tech city almost. Everything's walking distance. It's super rad. All the people are awesome. Game studios everywhere. Vertigo's over there. It's like what a absolutely amazing place. And then on top of it, getting to go to Immersive Tech Week and the VR Awards it was so rad. It was just so rad. It was one of my favorite trips I think that we've taken.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's the city.
Mhm.
It's we the Netherlands. Whole entire area. It's broken up in Holland and we went to Amsterdam, Rotterdam, but two distinctly different areas between Amsterdam and Rotterdam. Like Amsterdam's super old city style, and Rotterdam is very new. Kind of like shopping oriented, skyscraper kind of thing. A feel to it, but both areas super cool. The people are amazing. A lot of the people are awesome. We got a chance to go to Vertigo Games
Mhm.
Studio. That was freaking pretty amazing, right?
That was great, man. We got to hang out with Fred. You know?
Yeah.
Fred's an old friend of mine. But it was
I-
good. Yeah, I worked for Vertigo for years, and the entire time, I kept booking, trips over there to go visit the office, and then like COVID would ruin it, or like random things would happen, usually COVID related, honestly, because it was during that whole thing, to stop me every time. So this time we get to go, we get to hang out, and we got to go say hi to my old coworkers, and go just hang out in the office, and they gave us a tour, and it was really nice, and got to go and see all the devs too, and it was just rad, man. What a great studio. And now we have been blessed with Arizona sunshine too, so pretty rad. It was cool.
Yeah, Wes, we had a chance to, to go to Vertigo, and like we were there like the week before the launch, or was it the week of launch? It was the week of launch, wasn't it, Skeeva?
Yeah, I think so.
When did it
Well,
launch? It launched last week, right?
It launched 3 days
Today?
ago.
3 days ago.
Well,
So it was
early access was 2 days ago, but today I think is the actual
Yeah,
official.
Yeah, today. Yeah,
launch.
today's the.
But
the
they were,
official
yeah,
launch
they
day.
were getting. I remember when we were there, they were basically getting the game out for early access. Like we actually got a chance to walk through, and I could see like we were in the studio where some of the programmers are sitting there on their computers. And I could see that they were actively working on the game, literally while we were there. Wes, pretty crazy to be walking through the studio days before the release.
Oh, I bet. I bet that's when everyone's on edge. Everyone's excited to get their work out there, but at the same time, everyone's freaking out because there's always 10 things that need to get resolved, and then you knock those down, and then 10 more pop up. So yeah, I got to imagine that the excitement and tension was rife in the air.
Yeah, it was pretty sick, and we are all fans of After the Fall too, so it was really cool seeing
You've
some
played
of
that game?
those, like, huh?
I got an hour or two in that game.
A little bit. It was cool seeing all the After the Fall stuff, and like the Juggernaut statue that's there, and like walking through, and there's like stuff from the Seventh Guest, and just Vertigo just has so many epic titles, so it was really cool to go over there and hang out and chat with everyone. It was great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a nice trip for us to go to. So, we went there as Impact Reality, myself, Jasmine, and Skeeva. Another team member, Elliot, did come, and then Todd did come as well. Kind of both of them coming kind of on their own, but they did get a chance to kind of go with us, which is nice. I wish the whole team could have went with us to be represented, because we were up for award. We were up for Impact Reality was up for Rising VR Company of the Year, with a lot of really, really tough competition.
And look,
Skeeva.
I'm just going to say it now. We were the people's champion.
Yeah.
Like people were surprised we didn't win it. We completely like dominated the chat for 10 minutes before and after the thing. And then even like the winners, like the Meta Movie got up there, and one of the first things they said was, how did we win Skeeva?
I know, right? How did we do it? I know.
Yeah. So thanks for all the support, everyone. Yeah, I wish I could have been there, of course. I mean, just to visit the Netherlands in any circumstance would be freaking amazing. But under those specific circumstances, I'm sure it was great. But I was proud. I was proud of how well represented we were there. And I was proud to see how well recognized we are for a, VR PR firm, which we do a lot more than that. But for a VR PR firm that's not even a year old yet, to have this type of status and recognition is impressive, and I think we all should be proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, to have a company that's we literally had that week had our 1 year anniversary, and to be a finalist, let alone to be nominated, but then to be a finalist, among some of those amazing companies was super cool, and that's why we wanted to try and make the trip out there just in case we won. And I did feel it like Wes, like I was absolutely okay with actually not getting up there and winning the award. Number one, the meta movie are awesome people, an amazing experience. If you're going to give it to anybody else, I'm glad it was them. But number two, I mean, just our presence for that show was pretty damn amazing. And we're sitting there in the audience, Skeeva, and one of our clips comes up of our trailer, and it's pretty damn awesome. And if you watch the upload showcase yesterday, you got a chance to see it, and I'll run that quick right now because it's really fast. But
Yeah, you'll be able to hear it this time.
Yeah, make sure the volume's turned
oh
up.
boy,
By the way,
we're gonna
by the
talk
way,
about that a little bit.
But before we move on from VR Awards, shout out Alex. Alex absolutely killed it, like we knew
Hell
that he
yeah.
would. And I was telling
Yes.
wife this, like out of all of our circle, and we have a big, wide, large family, right? Like if I had to pick one dude to do that job, it would have been Alex. He is a prolific host, and he absolutely killed it, just like I knew he would. So shout out him.
He really did, man. Yeah, I was proud of him. Definitely proud of him. Watch him get up there and just absolutely wreck it. It was great. He was like
both of you doing the pre-show too was I
Yeah.
thought was awesome on the fly. By the way, that was completely like just on the fly. The two of you doing the pre-show to kind of help them, give them a little bit of time getting in, everybody in seated and where they need to be. And Alex absolutely did kill it. And I had an idea that he would kill it, but do you know how much pressure and stress that is? Like, it's not easy. Like, Alex is Alex, but I mean, there's a lot of preparation that has to go into that. And then just being on that whole entire night and just walking around the stage and doing what you're doing and keeping yourself in line and not losing your thoughts and not stumbling over yourself. And then just being, Alex, you know what I mean? That's what I think it was. I mean, he was himself.
I died when he asked if he was getting paid to do it. I fucking I died for like 5 minutes.
It was good. Yeah. Yep. And I would have loved to hear him say our name when he opened that envelope, but it was almost as nice enough just to see this on the screen for everybody to see live. And that's not it.
That's not it.
That was cool looking though.
That was good looking. All right.
That was cool.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have to get Elliot to do a 2023 show promo for us, man. He's so good at that.
Definitely. Yeah, that was Elliot from our team who made that trailer kind of on the fly. I mean, we needed to do that pretty damn quick and get it out there. And one of the things I absolutely loved about it, Skeeva, and we worked with Elliot like on creative, was that ending scene where we got a chance to see all those games kind of flip by. We kind of talked about it. We liked that Marvel, trailer sequence where it kind of flips through the pages of the comic book. And we kind of talked about that and how we want to do it. And we have so many clients. And if you can like take your time and look through that really where it kind of hits home to me. Like in a year, we've worked with some of the biggest and best that you'll see out there. And we've had a chance to help them do what they do. And man, it was just super cool. And
Just getting warmed up, bro. Wait till next year.
hell yeah. Yeah, and I think you know what really makes it for me with our company, that trailer starts with the first cinematic sequence. It says, "Do you love VR?" Because that is one thing I can 100% say about every person that works with us. We love VR.
And you know who just popped into chat? The host himself.
He heard his name. He heard us talking about him.
His ears must have been ringing.
You think he was just waiting in chat and not saying anything until we said something nice about him? Then he's like, "Oh, I'm just getting in here, guys. How we doing, Alex VR?" Oh man. Well, rewind back a little bit, Alex, and you'll see that we were gushing over you for a few minutes. So Be
That's so
happy.
funny.
But yeah, he did an awesome job, and we were super proud of him. And it was just a special moment for all of us there in the Netherlands. And it was cool. It was it's a cool thing. And yeah, I just want to kind of wrap that up a little bit. Any final words for that, Skeeva?
Man, I can't wait till next year. Like,
Hell yeah.
I just cannot wait. It was so much freaking fun. You know, I mean, who doesn't want to like hang out in the room with the people that are kind of named to be like the best, what they're doing in the VR industry? It was just so sick. And in a beautiful, amazing country and city like we were in. Man, it was just rad. Let's go next year.
Oh yeah, we will. I didn't want to forget one of our clients, one of our biggest clients, and one of our super great friends, Ghost of Tabor, won VR Game of the Year.
Yeah. Well
That was
deserved
pretty
too. Which is, I mean, it's an achievement to win that, you know, for any game, but for a game that's still in early access and still very much in an early state, to be named Game of the Year like that against like AAA Sony titles, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That it's an accomplishment. So yeah, shout
real.
out to Combat Waffle and big congratulations on that.
Man,
Yeah,
they just continue to crush it. They're just doing so good, and they keep making that game better and better and better. And you know, obviously they should. It's an early access, but like they just continue to exceed my expectations. And I think you know, the sky's the limit for this game. And man, now I just want to go play some Tabor.
Somebody needs to message Scott and tells him that the VR awards are about to wipe. So he better watch his trophy because it's going to disappear in the morning.
Oh man, too funny. I was actually so every once a month, I host an AMA over on the Ghost of Tabor Discord with Scott and a couple of the their community managers, and we did it just tonight earlier. Man, still 500 people strong showing up in a Discord AMA. You know, just to hear about it and, you know, talk to Scott a little bit tonight about, you know, feelings and of, you know, winning that VR award, and meant a lot to him, you know what I mean? So, and, you know, he said he was sitting in his office pacing during the award, and he really didn't think he was going to win. Like, it's what he said, you know, we're going up against huge, he's like, we're going up against Sony, you know, with Horizon Call the Mountain. We were going up against Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and we were going up against, you know, Among Us and some of the best games out there. And, you know,
that, I mean, come
huge,
on,
huge. But yeah, I mean, he was super humbled, and you know, you know, their community broke the chat that during the live stream of the VR awards with you know, typing Ghost of Tabor to the point where they had to block the word Tabor, I think, right during chat. And then they were saying,
it
like,
didn't even matter. It didn't matter.
Yeah, they started typing Ghost of Tables and
tutorial guy. There was a lot of tutorial guy in the chat.
Yeah,
man, imagine being Proper D, right? Like he is maybe we have a lot of amazing, like really talented people in our space of creators here. Proper D, I'm gonna say, is one of the very best. His editing skills, his special effects, like
see that trailer he made yesterday?
Dude, he is so next level. And it's wild that his legacy now is the tutorial guy.
Well, I mean, we actually said he was on stage. He was there for the VR awards because it was himself and Ray were there to accept, because Scott was just having a baby. His wife was having a baby, so he couldn't make it to the VR awards. Congratulations again, Scott, on your newborn baby. And so yeah, but Proper was there, you know, all the way from, I think it's Singapore, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the way from Singapore, and Ray were there, and then he gets up on stage, and he's like, and they're all like, tutorial guy. People have, on the VR awards, and he's like, oh man, he's like, yeah, that's me.
Just accept.
Yeah, you got to accept it at this point. But yeah, it was super cool. Congratulations to the Ghost of Tabor team, and we'll be seeing more of them very shortly, Skeeva, in a few months.
Congrats to all the winners, by the way. We had a lot of friends up on stage that night, and a lot of deserving winners. So congrats to everyone.
100%.
I mean it's no 2023 show awards or anything, but
yeah,
I mean, it's a good warm up, right?
Yeah, and let's tease. We got a lot of people here tonight, a lot of crossover here to the West. So let's tease that a little bit. We're going to be doing something this weekend for that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to be on, I think, Sunday. We're going to do a show, our first show in almost a month.
And we're going
to we're going to announce categories, and we're going to announce nominees, and we're going to open up voting. We're not going to have voting open for very long. We probably leave it open for about a week. So you're going to make sure that you want to be present this week if you want to participate. But yeah, we're going to do a show on Sunday, and it's not just going to be that. I mean, it's mostly going to be that, but we are going to do some game impressions as well. We'll elaborate a little bit on Arizona Sunshine 2 and see what Roots thought about it. Probably talk a little RE4. And then God knows what else. But yeah, we're gonna do a show on Sunday, and it should be fun. So yeah,
it's always fun. I mean, especially, we talk to each other all the time, but just the three of us getting together and doing a show that we haven't done in a month is cool. So
I think we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do a dev interview for the first time during the 2023 show this year. I talked to somebody today, and they've really wanted to come on before the end of the year, and I'm like, dude, we're just doing 2023 show. That's it.
Yeah,
we'll just come on for that then. I'm like, all right then.
Sure. Do it up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Those are some of my favorite parts because during the show I get to go take a break. When we hear those things during that marathon show, like I don't even know how many hours it's going to be this year. I mean,
yeah, it's going to be crazy. I don't
very clear. I'm still trying to talk to my wife and let her know I'm going to be unavailable for a day and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's going to be good. I like it. I like this whole part of it. The 2020, just the Virtual Strangers Award shows is kind of special the way it's done, and I like getting together with the community and doing the voting. I like when the three of us, get together, and some of the best debates that we've ever had has been about debating where we go and how we make these decisions, and they're not made lightly. I mean, literally, the three of us have had some serious discussions on making decisions. Like I can remember be like driving in a car, like on the way to like a holiday party, and like we're seriously in discussions about. I mean, we're all opinionated, so when we never we don't sugarcoat anything. If we have an opinion, we want to speak it. So the three of us trying to make decisions, it's not easy, and the community helps with that too.
You're definitely master debaters.
Nice. We get a $3 super chat from Backsorn VR. Says any day one adopters of the Vive Ultimate Trackers. Any day one adopters of the Vive Ultimate Trackers. I've tried them.
Yeah, I've tried them too. That's a hard one. It's a hard one to adopt those day one unless you are the owner of a Vive headset, right? Because they launched with only HTC headset support, but they do have Steam VR headset support just on its way in a beta form. But I thought it was interesting, right, to launch with just HTC headsets,
which is weird because they told us a year ago, Skeeva, that it wasn't going to be that way. So like they literally said a year ago, you're going to be able to use this with every headset. And for a year, that time now has gone past. We're just seeing the launch now, and they just don't have it ready, which is strange.
It is pretty wild, but I mean, that beta is like, I think it's like next week or something. It's really, really close. So, it was just a little odd, right? Because like you want to play on the hype of those things coming out, and you want people to be able to say, oh, that's compatible with my device. Like people want to use this with their Quest, right? Like, and I know they're not Meta. They don't have an open, invitation to just do what they want on their platform. But like, I would almost postpone the launch to launch with full support of everything. So
yeah, I mean, you waited this long. I mean, literally, which I don't know why. Like, I'm not sure. Maybe production took that long because literally we tested them in March of last year, and they worked great. Like, literally, it's a controlled demo, of course, but the controlled demo worked super well. Like, I mean, maybe it wasn't ready for that day, but I mean, I literally thought late spring to early summer we would see them, and now it's December and they're just coming, and it's not even a full release.
Yeah, pretty odd. But this is something I think that's this is pretty important, and it's not just for VR and games, right? Because you can movie studios use these things to track their cameras in 3D space when creating special effects and doing all different kinds of shoots. So this is like important for all different kinds of things, and people, you don't have to use base stations anymore. You
Yeah,
know, these
I
studios don't have
Yeah.
to hide these base stations around, and they're just going to work in all different
I
kinds.
think these could potentially be significant if Deckard ends up being an inside out
Mhm.
headset, the way that a lot of people think that it will,
Mhm.
and Steam and Valve start to move away from the base stations, then we could start to see these Vive trackers be like a super important thing for people like Brad who live in VR chat.
I think it will. I think these things are going to keep HTC alive for a while, you know, because the Deckard, man, I believe it's right around the corner. We keep seeing like all of these new hints popping up to why this is happening soon, right? You know, we have everything from this new streaming platform that Valve
Oh yeah.
just released, right?
You mean the beta test?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
beta test for the Deckard, pretty much, right?
Let's talk. Can we talk? I didn't actually have that in notes, but I haven't had a chance to talk about it. You guys did get a chance to talk about it on Monday, did you not? For during Crewcast there, and maybe you didn't cover it on Monday. I don't know, but
We talked about it a little bit. I mean, the Prey Dog mod dominated the show, but
yeah.
we strayed a couple times.
I mean, I have to say I haven't had a chance to talk about the Steam, link. I have to say I've tested it out quite a bit since I've been back, because it dropped while we were away, and I don't know if I will game with a link cable anymore or AirLink. I think the Steam Link has run that well for me. Now I didn't really have any issues with the other ones before, but I don't know. I like the ease of use of just clicking in my headset and not having to have my Oculus Rift Home pop up in my screen. I'm not running another program now on my computer or have to render something else. It's just ease of use. It's so easy. Have you guys
Yeah.
tried
I
it? Is it
tried.
working for everybody? B?
I have not.
Yeah, I tried it, but I couldn't use it because my PC's connected wirelessly to the router.
Okay.
Can't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that solid connection from the PC to the router, and then from there you can go wireless to your headset.
Virtual desktop lets me.
Yeah, and virtual desktop is genuinely a better program, right? I mean, their technology and their compression and everything is great. But this is the very beginning of something here that Steam that Valve is doing for this new headset, and to also support the Quest, which is the dominant headset in Steam VR. So it is important, and it does support dynamic foveated rendering if you're on a Quest Pro as well, which is super awesome. So this has some cool tech behind it, and I'm super glad that they're doing this, man. It just keeps showing that they're dedicated to VR, and that Deckard is inbound.
And by the
Yeah, I
way,
mean,
I'm sorry, didn't mean
No,
to
no, go
cut you
ahead.
off. But
No, no,
I think people need to give credit where credit's due to Meta here for allowing that on the official store.
100%.
Yeah.
People keep talking about how Meta doesn't support PCVR, despite the fact that every headset that they come out with supports PCVR, and
Yeah.
now they're working with Steam to allow like an outside company to provide their users with PCVR. So yeah, credit where credit's due there to Meta.
Yeah, I think that's a huge point, Wes, because I really never thought we would see this. Like to see, an open Steam application on the store is pretty next level. And again, I mean, I haven't run it a ton, but I've ran it for the last week since I've been home. Every time that I've done PCVR, I've used it and I've had zero issues. But I am wired directly to my internet. It is right here, so it's easy. But again, I mean, I could use AirLink. I can play linked if I choose to. I do have some other ways to link up to the PC if I choose to. I could use virtual desktop. It's just so easy. Like literally, I'm in the menu already. I have to open the menu up for me just to go in there and click the Steam button, and I'm there. Like I'm literally there in 2 seconds. It's so much easier than AirLink, where I have to make sure I'm connected to my PC. Then I have to launch the Rift Home. And let's talk about that. Is this the end of the Rift Home? I would assume. To me, what we're saying is yes. Meta wants to support Steam and PC VR, but I think that they want to support Steam and PC VR because I don't think they want to do any. They're not prepared to do anything else with their PC VR Home, which is was formerly the Rift Home. So do we see the end of that?
I mean, there's so many of the best VR games of all time reside on the Oculus PC home. So if that is the case, I hope at the very least we'll see the reciprocal of what we're seeing on the
Yeah.
Quest store here in the Steam store, and we'll see the Oculus PC client on Steam. Much like we have WMR, for example. If you're using the G2, you have to install WMR for Steam. Maybe there'll be an Oculus for Steam that lets us access that library and play those games.
That would be super cool, Skeeva. Open. I mean, I know there's Revive, and you've been. If you don't live in the Oculus ecosystem, and you have Revive, you can play some of those great Oculus titles. But to see them natively be, in Steam without having to go through the hurdles of Revive, that would be freaking pretty awesome. There's such a big library of titles, good titles, not just good titles, great titles.
Yeah.
Dude, Brass Tactics. Why is that not native on the Quest?
Serious. I know.
One
That's
of
a
the
weird one.
coolest VR games ever made, and never even came to Steam.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? That's weird to me. Very weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, Defector, Wes, help me here. I'm now blanking on other titles, but
The Defector, Wilson's Heart,
Wilson's Heart, another good one.
Stormland, Asgard's Wrath,
Yes.
Edge of Nowhere.
Edge of Nowhere is awesome. I love that game.
There's so many great titles. Literally, for me,
Lone Echo.
Yeah, Lone Echo 1 and 2. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like there's so many of those. For me, like my favorite library of all time, it is probably PSVR 1. But man, like Oculus, like the Oculus Rift library is right there with it, because we've seen some of these games that used to be PlayStation exclusive now come to Steam. So now it's pretty close, the Oculus Rift and PSVR 1 libraries. And yeah, man, it would be a shame to lose those to time, those titles.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Chronos, yeah,
Yeah.
Chronos was
Chronos
awesome.
was awesome too. Yeah. Yeah. I just have a feeling that it is going to go away. I do hope that we see the games not go away, of course. But I mean, this just seems like an indicator that they're kind of ready to move on. I don't think they're ready to move on from PC VR. I just think they're ready to move on from them having to be the curator of the PC VR site. Like I think they're completely fine with having PC VR, but they don't need to have it. You know what I mean? They could be they could still have titles under the Oculus publishing, which they do. Still make PC VR games and just have them go to Steam at that point. What's the difference?
Yeah, I think they'll eventually move it to the cloud. I think
yeah.
we're a generation or two away from cloud streaming for VR, and I think at that point we'll see the Rift store reside in the cloud and be natively playable on Quest 4 or Quest 5.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
All roads point back to PC VR, right? Because eventually headsets will just be dummy clients. You'll turn them on, they'll connect up to the service of the headset that you bought, and that's where your games will be rendered.
Yep, it's not that far, man. It works now. Like it worked.
Yeah.
It worked
Mhm.
a year and a half ago. It worked
Mhm.
well. So
Yeah, we just gotta, just all of these old routers and all of this stuff has to die off. People have to, lose the 20-year-old modems that they have chilling at their place, and
yeah.
just waiting for everyone to upgrade their equipment for latency to get a little better, and for maybe Wi-Fi to be able to kind of go through walls better. I don't know, but
Yeah, no, right.
Wi-Fi 6E, if you're just if you have a Wi-Fi 6E connection in the same room as your headset, man, it is pretty much flawless. It is so good. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I ran, a Pluto Sphere. I've run, what was the other one?
Shadow
PC. I've run both of them just to test them, and I've had really good luck with them, especially Pluto. I just didn't like their buy system was weird, where you had to pay for hours instead of just I got a monthly plan. But I thought that their streaming system seemed better to me even than Shadow. And I know they're still going. I know Pluto Sphere is still going.
Yeah, it worked well. The problem is that not only do you have to pay by the hour for it, but it does your PC starts clean every time. So like you have to
they
spend.
changed that.
Oh,
where you
did
could buy a consistent PC, but it was more.
Yeah.
Right? So, and it was a lot cheaper to have that one where you logged in. It was Windows was clean. It had Steam on it. You had to log in, install your games. Yeah, but yeah, that's too bad because that was a pain in the butt.
But the moral of the story is when Steam and Meta start hosting this shit, it's going to be flawless, and it's going to have all of these big budget titles, and then probably some new big budget titles to support it.
Fluke Rogi said that not sure if anybody noticed, but Stormland has been unpurchasable for over a week.
What?
I did not notice that, but that is interesting.
That is very interesting.
That's exciting.
Do you think their license is up in any way? Do you think
Like
they
it could
licensed?
be.
Do you think who was it? It was who's the
Insomniac.
Insomniac. Do you think their license
Mhm.
ended with or their exclusive license ended with Oculus? 'Cause
Potentially.
They're Sony owned now.
Yeah.
I remember specifically when Sony bought Insomniac, it was notable that they had also purchased the rights to their back catalog of titles. So any
Right.
of the intellectual property that Insomniac owned, now Sony owns as well. And that was the question, right? That who owns the rights to Stormland? Is it Oculus or is it Insomniac? And we heard as recently as even like maybe a little over a year ago, industry insider leaking that Insomniac was not only working on Stormland Remastered for PSVR 2, but a sequel as well. So yeah, that's an
Oh,
interesting
man.
thing.
That'll be so cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
these
Imagine.
are the couple of
Oh.
things that Sony needs. If they could
Yes.
pull off a couple of these things, man, there would be no discussion of, has this been a not a great launch year for Sony? A couple of, even just an announcement that yes, Stormland Remastered is coming and Stormland 2 is being worked on. They just need even some of that, you know what I mean? And hey, Astrobot 2 is coming, or Astrobot Remastered is coming. I mean, a couple of
Returnal.
those things. Yeah, exactly. Holy crap. Well, yeah, I don't want to get too far into PlayStation because we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But damn, we're almost an hour in already, and we haven't even got to the first topic yet. You guys are killing me.
Welcome. Well, dude, I haven't done a show in a month. We got to get.
I
it
know,
out.
right? Well, I mean, PlayStation, you've done Parole without Parole, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I,
yeah.
it's
and
different.
I haven't done Between Realities either. So both of us are like, let's go.
Holy moly! I know. Well, yeah, and then the Crewcast is a different show because there's
Yeah.
7 of you, and then you guys had there was somebody on that show, right? So it was.
Yep.
It was I wish I could have made that. I had a little bit of family thing going on, so I couldn't make it. But I'm looking forward to get back next week with everybody. Let's talk about Upload VR Showcase. Did you get a
What?
chance to watch Upload?
What-
Can't hear you.
what'd
Can
you
you
say?
turn the volume up, Wes? Can't hear your mic. Dee, did you
Yeah,
get a chance to watch the Upload VR Showcase?
I
yesterday?
had the chance, but did I? No. I lost. I can't with these showcases. If anything good's gonna come out of them, I'll hear about it after, and then I'll go back and watch it. But I can't.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you. Not that I won't watch them anymore. I won't stream them anymore. I was all about, the hype of, having it be something special. Let me live stream it so I can watch it with, with our community and hang out and it let me down and let me down and let me down. And I'm like, oh, I'm definitely not going to live stream anymore. I'll always watch it because, being in the industry, I have to, number one, but I'm always, however you may think I get pissy and start to rant on things, I'm always I want to be the optimist. Like I want to be wowed. Like I want good things for everything that we're doing. This is a passion for me, something I love, something I've put everything in my life into, literally, and we all have here. So we all root for it. So I'm gonna watch them, and I'm gonna root and hope for the best. That's just like every Sony showcase, I want to root for, and just every Oculus, or Meta showcase, I'll root for. And I think you guys are all the same, right? I mean, we all try and go into these things with an open mind.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
It's video games. Like how bad ultimately can it be? For me, it's like we might not get like Grand Theft Auto 6 and VR and the Upload Showcase, but every single thing that pops on that screen, I'm still very interested in. And You know, to me, it's like better than any TV show, better than any Netflix series. I am watching these showcases. I don't care how disappointing they might be. To me, they're still rad. So
Yeah. And and they do, and when I get mad about them, I get mad because I want to be wowed, and when they let me down, that's when I get upset, or because I think they have the ability to do it, and I think either whatever happens, I don't know what I don't know what it is. Maybe they don't put enough thought or enough time, enough energy. I mean, I know that I have a million ideas, and we have a million ideas of how they should be doing these things. But even Sony sometimes lets me down with these showcases and what they do. And unfortunately, Upload, who whatever you may think of them, is an industry leader. They have been for a long time in the media part. And Skeeva, you were a correspondent there, and they had a hiccup yesterday, and not the first time. I mean, to the point where they had to come out with an open apology on their site to talk about the showcase.
yeah, it's too bad. They had some volume issues, and I always try to remember when I see these things that there's real life people behind this stuff, and people screw up sometimes. And, and it's unfortunate because there are sponsors involved. There are people paying money. You know what I mean? The majority of the trailers are not right. You submit your trailer, it gets played. But still, no one wants to disappoint the community like that. No one wants to disappoint their sponsors. And it's sad, and it's a bummer, and I have screwed up a million times, and I will a million more. So I feel for them. And hopefully next time they triple check everything and it's all good.
Yeah. Wes, I mean, volume issues, audio issues, something we know a lot about, but
Yeah.
you got to be
Guys
better
never have
when
audio issues.
but when you're uploading,
man.
you're doing this, and people are paying you to do this. You got to be better.
And when it's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
When it's
Yeah.
pre-recorded and you had audio issues last year.
Yes.
Like, come on, man. And I really hate talking about this because I know these guys have been beat to death over the last couple of days because of this. And I feel bad for them. I really do. But man, it was somehow worse this year than it was last year. I don't understand, man. You're in bed with IGN. You've got huge sponsors.
I know, that's the
Like,
most
come
embarrassing
on,
thing
man.
too. Is literally they have a good relationship with IGN, who is mainly a flat gaming service, but does cover some VR from time to time. And we're trying to make sure that we want VR to get more mainstream. And then one of the biggest publications in virtual reality is gonna and they're picking up the feed. Nobody can hear it because the volume's so low. I mean, it was hysterical. The Impact Reality, the whole team, we watched it together in Discord. Skeeva was streaming it through Discord, and we all sat and we watched it. And we're like, Skeeva, your volume's screwed up, man. We can't hear anything. And literally for the first 10 minutes, until people in the chat were saying, we can't hear anything. What the hell?
Told you it wasn't my fault.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. We just got to be better. I mean, Upload, if they want to lead the industry, which I know they do, they just have to be better. And to me, the showcase itself is too long. It's way too long. I know they want to bring in as many as they can. They want to showcase as many games as they can, but pacing is an issue, and you cannot keep people captivated for that long. And then to have those type of technical issues on a pre-recorded event that is going to go to IGN, you need somebody triple, quadruple, whatever, checking this thing like constantly, and like whether they have to cut their deadline off for video, way before, make sure it's like 2 weeks or a month before the event. Give yourself plenty of time to make sure these things go right. You can't afford to have these things. Like when what I said to Skeeva, I feel bad for them. We know all the people at Upload. We're friends with all the people at Upload. I like, whether I agree with what they do or not, I like the people at Upload. They're really great people. It kills me to see them have to go on their own fucking site and basically apologize that we screwed everything up. You know how hard that's got to be? But Jesus, I mean, you have to be better than that. And I think I'm hopeful that this was such a, wake up for them, that maybe the next one, they rethink their process and they do it better, because you can't make these mistakes. You just can't. Like, we're trying to make sure that we get VR out to the masses. Wes, we can't allow mediocrity when we're doing these things. It makes us look terrible. Makes us look
Yeah.
like backyard VR gaming again.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, you're right about that. For a couple things. First of all, I don't know this to be fact, but someone said that the volume was better on IGN for
It was.
whatever reason.
Mhm.
Thank God somehow it worked over there. I didn't check it. I checked on. I watched Without Parole for a few minutes, and then I went over to Upload for a few minutes. So at least it worked over there.
Mhm.
It was better. It was not perfect, but it was
Right.
definitely better. They had something where they were able to boost the audio. They're IGN, they're a big company. They
But
have.
if I got to be honest, I'm starting to change how I look at this whole idea of winning over traditional gamers. I absolutely think that the day will come that VR will be at least on equal footing with flat or beyond that. But I don't think we're going to get there by converting Call of Duty gamers anymore. I don't think. I think we could have vastly superior games, and these people are still going to resist. What I
Not
think.
all of us.
Not everyone, right? And that's true, and that's a big part of it is that we will get some of those. But I think the thing that's really going to make us turn the corner are these kids that are 10, 12, 14 right now that are into Roblox and are into all this like social gaming. When these kids get to be 18 and 20, just a few years from now, they're not going to be averse to VR the way that the old heads are and people that fear change. To them, like putting on a VR headset and getting acclimated is nothing. Like these kids were on computers when they were 18 months old. So that I think will be the turning point for us as these kids continue to get older and enter the marketplace. I think we're going to see VR's market share get higher and higher and higher. And I think that's what Meta knows, and that's what Valve knows, and that's pretty much what everyone in the tech space knows. So yeah, I don't know if our approach of kind of trying to win over these traditional gamers is going to work. It's part of the equation, but a couple of years ago, I would have told you that that was everything. I just don't think it's that important anymore to the big picture.
I just love how Bluebell. Please don't let the kids pick our games.
Well,
I know, right?
they're going to grow up. They're not going to play Roblox forever. My point is, like, as avid of a VR user base that my friends are, like we all come, the friends that I have now are my friends because of VR. Like we all love VR, and that's how we found each other. My kids are into it, right? Because obviously I'm their dad, and they would be into it. But the thing that I wouldn't expect is that all their friends are into it.
Yeah.
And that is strange because their families, they don't know, like their parents know nothing about it. They're just buying their kids what they ask for. So it's big. It's big with the younger people right now. And I think it's only going to continue to grow as time goes on.
Yeah, that's a good point. I want to touch on that too, is because this is something that's kind of it is kind of boggling my mind, but then again, it kind of isn't, and that is that the Quest 2 is outselling Quest 3 right now. And you just talked about, the parents are buying what the kids are asking for. Do the kids not know enough to ask for the Quest 3, or is it that the parents
It's cheap.
are saying it's so much cheaper that I'm going to go buy the Quest 2 because you can still have pretty much the same exact experience. The library is still exactly the same, but for hundreds of dollars less. Are you guys shocked at all that the Quest 2 is dominating the sales?
You know how it is. You're a parent, right? Our kids ask for stuff, and we're like, dude, we're going to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of this. You're going to play with it for an hour, and you're going to put this thing away.
Right.
The parents don't know, right? They're like, I'm going to buy you this one that's $200, and if you use it all the time, then we'll talk, and maybe we'll upgrade your headset, right? But this is it's an incredible value. I mean, the Quest 2 is still an awesome headset, and for $200, dude,
That's so
buy
bad.
those all day long. I would love to buy people the Quest 3 for Christmas this year, but it's $500, and the world is expensive right now. So price is a big factor in this stuff. It really is.
Do you think there's any diabolical way, or Meta is smart enough to do this, that they had a plethora of Quest 2s still available, and they're like, look, we need to make sure we get rid of some of these Quest 2s. If we come out with a Quest 3 that is so close in price to the Quest 2, nobody is ever going to buy them. And we're going to get stuck with millions of Quest 2s that they were like, okay, we need to think about this. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they just thought maybe they were going to have a little bit closer price and they rethought it. And then once they get rid of some of these Quest 2s that are out there or they have in stock, that they will eventually, because do you think they're still making Quest 2s right now? Or do you think we're just dealing off of whatever inventory they had already made?
I'd say they're still being produced. I don't think they're being produced in the numbers that they were. But yeah, I don't think that they're done making them quite yet. Now I think they will be soon. You know, all indications point to there's going to be another cheap headset come out from them next year to kind of replace Quest 2.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think they're probably still making them. And this is what we're seeing here. It isn't surprising. These are all the people that have wanted VR for a year, for 18 months, and just haven't jumped in yet. And now they see it in a price point that they can afford, right? It's $250, and then you get $50 back. And
Mhm.
if you use a referral, you get $30 more on the store.
Right.
Like it's dirt cheap to get a Quest 2 right now. My in-laws bought a Quest 2 in the like a week or two ago because of these sales, and they've been looking to get in for since the thing launched, and they just haven't pulled the trigger on it. They started out when Quest 3 came out. They said, "All right, now's the time to get one used." So they started watching Facebook Marketplace, but
Mhm.
in the midst of them doing that, Oculus put the new ones on sale,
On
and it's
sale.
like, yeah, 50 more bucks to get a new one. All right, let's just do that. So that's what we're seeing here. A lot of it's kids, a lot of it's holiday driven, but a lot of it is just the price being right at the right time.
So we're all industry people, and in our families, we are the VR people. We are the people that people ask VR questions to. I'm getting a ton of questions right now of, what should I go buy? What do you recommend? I'm going to get my kids a headset, or I'm going to go get a headset. What am I going to get? And I have changed my mind 3 different times on what I'm recommending people to go get. What are you guys saying to people? Well, number one, have you been getting those questions yet? And if you are, what are you saying?
Um, I haven't really been getting these questions a lot because most of the people I've convinced now, like most of the people that are around me, like my in-laws were the last ones. Like everybody else has them. I'm getting these questions about games now. Like
Mm,
what games do I go get? But as far as like headsets go, um, I'm not really getting those questions, but that's always a very personal thing. Everyone's in a different situation and looking for something different, financially and how they want to use it. Um, so I can't just put like a blanket statement out now anymore about which headset you could get. It's going to vary from person to person.
Yeah, and I have pretty much the same answer. So the obvious answer is if you can get the Quest 3, get the Quest 3. Obviously it's better, or they wouldn't have come out with it, right? They would have stuck with the Quest 2. But if it comes between you not getting a headset because you can't afford the Quest 3 or getting the Quest 2, absolutely that headset is amazing. It's still really good, has a ton of value, fantastic catalog of games. It looks incredible, right? So absolutely get a Quest 2 if that's what your budget allows. This is all about what can you afford. These are really hard times. Everyone's trying to buy gifts for everyone while the world is the most expensive as it's ever been. So, we have options, and that's really, really important. Not only do we have options here, we have the Quest 3 and we have the Quest 2, which is super cheap, but then you can go and you can buy a PC, and you can buy, a really nice PC VR headset, or you can buy a PlayStation 5 and buy a PSVR 2. So there's so many options that caters specifically to everyone's price point that there's almost no excuse not to get into VR right now.
Yeah. And it's a snowball effect. We all know this already. So my in-laws get their headset last week, right? Their Quest 2. We put them in. We put them in Walkabout. We put them in VinVR, stuff they're
oh
going to let them
yeah.
get their legs and not make them sick. They've already ordered a Bobo strap now, and they're talking about getting another headset already. And I'm just like, wait, try Quest 3 before you
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
another one, because I'm going to I'm going to let them play with it for about another week, get used to it, learn how to play, and then I'm going to go put zombies in their fucking living room.
Yeah,
It's going to blow their mind all over again.
hell yeah, and that's where I want to say, because that is one of the biggest difference with me right now. So I was all aboard, like telling everybody, go get the Quest 3, go get the Quest 3, and then they lowered the price, and then I'm really thinking about it, and I'm like, hold on, wait, I know I said go get the Quest 3, but this is such a good deal now, and I don't think, what you lose of not getting the Quest 3 is what for the price. I'm like, you get such a huge library of games that are all going to play fantastic, and the Quest 2 is such a good hardware, it's still great. Like the Quest 3 is amazing. The Quest is still a great headset. We used it for 3 years. It was fantastic. So I mean, I don't want to like discount it like that. But then the holidays hit, and before I went to the Netherlands last week, I had Thanksgiving at my house. And I started putting people in MR experiences like, the cabin, and like and the I've put hundreds of people in VR over the last 6-7 years, maybe thousands. I've never had anybody lose their shit more than when you put them in an MR experience that's really, really good, like Demio, or like the cabin, home invasion, or like Trackcraft,
or the Light Brigade, which launched today, by the way. Light Brigade
Yes.
MR. Come
I
on,
didn't.
man.
I saw they had an update. Does it say MR?
Yep.
No
I mean,
way.
it's not just MR. They did a performance update for Quest 2. They did a Quest 3 specific performance update, and they did an MR mode, which, admittedly, it's the same thing. There's a portal in your wall, and you're shooting through it into the Light Brigade world, but it's still really freaking cool.
All right, hang on, Wes.
I thought
Come
dude
on,
was
son.
shooting another hole to shoot out of, and when
Me
he was shooting
too.
the wall, I was like, oh, no.
Sick. I didn't
Come
even know
on.
about the mixed reality, to be honest with you. They sent me a press kit today, and I was reading through it, and I said to D, "Oh, I'll grab it. I'll grab the video just so we have it in case it comes up." And of course, Wes gives me a good segue to bring it in there. I hadn't seen that clip with the mixed reality. That looks freaking awesome.
And how about the Quest 3 mode with 75% more
Yes.
pixels than it has on Quest 2? Come on, man.
Did you see the difference in detail just in like the blades of grass that were moving around? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, how much have they absolutely killed it with this release? I mean, we're talking about the Cosmic Trip guys, right? Like they've been around, but
Right.
they have never smashed it the way they're smashing it with the Light Brigade. Like this is this is some people's game of the year, and I can absolutely see it being in that conversation. Now, obviously, we've got some multi-million-dollar games that you're going up against when you're talking about that. But man, indie game of the year, I mean, who's going to beat it?
Agree. We were talking to Scott from Combat Waffle the other day. for Ghost of Tabor, me and Skeeva, and we're talking about the VR awards. And one of the titles that he brought up, that he was all those titles we brought up earlier that were in that category. But one of the ones that he brought up that said he loved the most, because he actually just loves playing the game, was Light Brigade.
Yeah,
Like, he was like, I really thought that they had a good chance to win the whole thing.
that makes
the VR
sense.
awards.
And
Because
just an FYI, right now there is VR happening on the Game Awards at this moment.
Nice. What's going on?
They're doing some Asgard's Wrath too right now.
nice.
That's
I was-
huge, man.
was
That's
hoping.
big for us.
Yep.
That's big for us. That's a huge title that looks amazing on a standalone headset that's in front of a lot of eyes right now.
Yeah, I mean there are so many people watching this right now. It's insane.
Yeah, that's cool. Where are you watching it, and how many people are watching?
I'm on YouTube, and there's almost 1 million people.
Fuck
Ooh.
yeah, looking at Asgard's Wrath right now.
1,000 people watching this stream right now, watching Asgard's Wrath 2 happen.
When we get to the point where they can watch Asgard's Wrath on a show like that, but still get the feeling of what it's going to be like, because you can watch it all day long. I mean, Asgard, we know what VR looks like, so it's easy for us to go, oh yeah, Asgard's Wrath, that's going to be amazing. It just doesn't translate onto the screen, I don't think, as much. And when we get to the point where it can in some way, that's when it's going to freaking blow people away, because I don't know. To me, until you put the headset on, I mean, you don't know. You just don't know.
I could see us getting to the point, and probably, to be honest, by the time we get to this point, most people are going to be bought into VR anyway. But within the next 5 to 10 years, we could start seeing our traditional flat monitors being replaced by monitors that have glasses free 3D. Like we've played on some of these monitors at these trade shows that are absolutely 3D, like a 3D TV would be, but no glasses. You just look at it and it has depth. That's the natural evolution, I feel like, of the flat panel. And I could see that coming to monitors, televisions, phones, you name it, in the next decade or so.
Hell yeah, bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready
And
for it right
you
now.
know what's funny is, like, how long have we had that tech too? I mean, who here hasn't known to 3DS, right?
Right.
And then the new 3DS came out and it had eye tracking, and it like made the 3D awesome, But like Nintendo doesn't call all those things out, and they don't like. So it's I don't know. It's really cool. We have that tech, and I feel like I'm right there with you, Wes. I think this stuff has to start happening soon.
Yeah, it's available. It's available now, and it's not that expensive. I mean, it's a premium product. You do have to pay for it, but those monitors are out there, and they're amazing. They work well.
Yeah, agreed. They're pretty cool. We tried them in a couple of different events, and guys, I can already tell you, I'm getting emails. We're gonna see some crazy, amazing shit at CES in another month. They're like, I'm already getting. They have haptic audio now. Have you heard of this new thing?
Ain't that called bass?
It's off of any surface that you in your house, and you'll actually it's going to be haptics that are going to be physically felt by you for audio, off of any surface that you can have in your house. You can direct it anywhere you want. So
that's so sick. So in our community, we have this dude named Gary Walkton, who is known as what is his gamer tag?
Murder Robot,
Immersed Robot, or
Immersed Robot. Yeah.
Right, but he was original part of the VR Roundtable. He has a VR podcast, but he also wrote a book called The Memory Engine. And the Memory Engine is very, if you like Ready Player One, then the Memory Engine is right up your alley. It's about brain-computer interfacing virtual reality. And he called this, he called all the haptics to be done by sound, by one device that you put in your house. And, because sound waves, right, are able to, you're able to feel sound waves. And he had this whole world that he wrote about, where sound haptics were the norm. And we actually got to, I believe, Eric, you've probably tried this stuff too, where we've gotten to try some sound haptics. The guy's name is Sly, I believe, and he has this thing where it's just for your hands right now, right? But like you put your hands over, and they're able to simulate like raindrops and like touching your hand, through like a VR chat experience. And so all of this stuff is up and coming. And I could absolutely see this being the future for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultra Leap has some stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I remember trying in their booth last year.
But yeah, I did try Slice. I can't. There was like a immersed one or something like
Yeah, I
that.
can't remember what it was
I can't remember the
called.
name, but it was very cool. It
Yeah.
was definitely different. And yeah, Sonos is doing this one. Sonos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
and
They're a big company.
there's not many, because we're so busy during CES. There's not many things that we don't do that are directly AR or VR, but that's one of the ones I think I'll probably book us an appointment for that one, because it sounds super cool. Like, and we're big into, like, we Skeeva and I are both. I know maybe even Wes too. D-Box. Have you heard of D-Box? When
movie theaters. And
exactly,
stuff like that.
and they use a lot of haptics for like movie theaters and in theater experiences. Even for some, D-Box has actually done some VR experiences too. Like seated VR experiences, like entertainment based, so when you can get any kind of haptics for audio, I want to see it integrated in some way into VR. So I think we should definitely go take a look at it.
You know who else is a D-Box?
My mom.
Yeah,
she does. I forgot that earlier. Damn it.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, super cool. Yeah, it's good to see some VR there. And somebody said Assassin's Creed Nexus was on the Game Awards earlier too. So
Nice. Have you guys finished that yet?
I have not. I know the last time we talked, you said you were like 10 or 12 hours in. Have you had a chance to finish it since?
Literally at the last boss. I saved it at
No
the last
way.
boss. Yeah. So I'm at the very, very end. And man, I've had an absolute blast playing the game. It's been like this bittersweet thing, right? Because like I'm always like running around being like, wow, Assassin's Creed, this is so cool, it's beautiful, there's so many NPCs everywhere, right?
No.
At the same time, it's also one of the most jankiest games I've
We're not going to talk about microstutter, are we?
ever.
Better not.
Necessarily microstutter, it's just not. I feel like a lot of times it just doesn't work properly. The things that I want to do, it's just not jumping. It's not doing a lot of the things I want to do, and it just feels ultra jank. But it doesn't mean I haven't had one of the best VR times I've ever had in that game. It's absolutely incredible, and it's one of those games that I will definitely always remember playing. So yeah, it's been a good time, even though it's jank as hell.
So that maybe you went overboard on some things when you go to the VR awards and the publisher Beyond Frames comes up to you and goes, Eric, we need to talk about your issues with microstutter. My Ava from Beyond Frames is like, literally walked up to me and says, we need to have an issue. We need to talk about your issues with microstutter. Oh man, it's too funny. It was too funny. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a mark of a good experience and a good game is that you are willing and 100% want to work through those things. We just talked about Ghost of Tabor for how much time, and that's one of the jankiest games I've ever played. But you're willing to put up with them because the experience is so good. It's when you get the mediocre experiences that are also janky that you're just like, I'm out.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Now, what a good example too, because I mean, we played Ghost of Tabor religiously when it was in alpha, and oh my god, it was so jank. Like guns you'd just be carrying a gun and it would just vanish, like ridiculous, crazy things. But the game was so good that we pulled through it, and that's kind of the way what I feel about Assassin's Creed. It's so good that you're gonna play it anyway. But like, it also really makes me think, like when I'm playing this game, like, wow, imagine if this game just worked.
Yeah.
Like, imagine how good this experience would be. I'd be able to like just lose myself as this assassin, right? Running around on the rooftops, jumping around, like jumping down and whacking people, and like, oh man, it's so good. And I can't wait until, like, just as an industry, as we like just completely just figure out all these little issues and really like nail it all down, and we just have these absolutely amazing experiences. Yeah, so it was such a good game. I would definitely still recommend it to people.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking to getting into and finishing it. You know what held me out of it this week is I got back from the Netherlands and goes and Betty goes, just so you know, you might want to check your score in Mother Gunship Forge.
Mm.
And she blew by me in endless mode. I think I had gone to like level 66 and she went to like 71. And
Wow.
and all I have to say to that is, Betty, I was a little busy last night about 4 a.m. Go check the scoreboard again because I blew by your score.
Oh,
You got work.
dang.
You got
Betty's an
work to
epic
do,
gamer.
Betty. You got work to do. That's not. I can't get out of that freaking game either, man. I'm in this kick now where all I want to play is Mother Gunship Forge still. But
Man, I gotta play that game. I still haven't played it.
Skeeva.
oh
I
my
know.
god, it's so good. It's so good.
I know. Escape Portal says, glad that you came around to Assassin's Creed. I never wasn't around to it. I just like my original point here was that Stride Fates is just better. Like as far as the mechanics, to me, the mechanics are like such a major part of a game. You know, like it's not, you know, I love the story. I love graphical fidelity and stuff, right? But like the mechanics will make or break a game. I mean, I still play Jet Island to this day all the time because the mechanics are absolutely incredible. It is not the best looking game, right? But like it's all about those mechanics. And Stride Fates, oh my god, is that game still good?
I think D's ready to fight you on this one though.
It's so good.
I haven't gone back into it, and yes, I was on the pre-release version, which I did not know was something that would be there when I downloaded it the day of release.
Yeah,
I will
so
give it a
early,
chance.
yes. But today a brand new update dropped for it where they completely reworked the entire gun system. So now there's full manual reloading. You can like, you know, throw the clip up in the air and like in the air smash it into the gun, you know, grab the gun with both hands and then jump off a building and like absolutely go nuts. So this game continues to get better. Their roadmap is awesome. They are actually hitting the deadlines in some of these patches that they've been saying they're going to. So it's so cool. And man, this game is just so good. If you don't own this game, you're doing it wrong.
It's definitely the game that they promised way back when.
Yeah, so good. And I did go back into Stride Original,
and
you know,
it's not doesn't
like
know.
it.
I know, me neither. I don't.
This is not good. Yeah,
it was not never a game for me. Mepper, thank you. Just said I'll repeat. Mother Gunship Forge is $7.50 right now.
It is.
I've got hundreds of hours in Mother Gunship.
Is $7.50 where on Quest or on Steam or what?
I don't know. Mepper, where was it? Was that a Quest or Steam? I mean, and it is cross-play too on all and cross-buy on Rift also. So if it is on Quest, you can get it for the Rift for the same price.
Well, what's your opinion on this? Is there enough of a graphical update that it matters? So some games it doesn't matter whether you play it on Quest or PC.
It did before because the PC version was definitely better. Now it's not one of those games where it's like markedly better, but it was definitely better. But they just had their Quest 3 update.
Ooh, nice.
And now the Quest 3 update, I can't tell the difference between that and the PC version almost at all. Like it's so good. $7.50 is part of the Steam Fanatical bundle. Wow, what else are you getting with that? I wonder what else is in that bundle.
Dude, for that game alone, it's freaking worth it.
$7.50 is freaking awesome.
Wow,
everything else is a bonus.
Somebody just said No Man's Sky just had a trailer on the
2024.
Yeah,
2024. What I wonder what No Man's Sky doing? They doing another update or a new game?
It looks like they barreled through a whole bunch of their updates, but it looks like they continue to add to this game.
Holy shit! Are they just going to keep building on this same game? Like, how do they make any fucking money?
Well, I mean, they keep selling it, and to be honest, it goes on sale a lot, but it never drops below $30.
Right.
It's still a $30 game on sale, $60 at full price, and
there's enough new people though that are still buying it.
I mean, there's a few in VR at least, you know, for the VR people still buying it. PSVR 2. I mean, that's the way to play it.
Oh my god, yeah.
You know, so yeah. I mean, obviously the numbers are still small, and I don't know what their operating costs are over there. I would hope that they would eventually start working on something else, but commendable that they continue to support No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it's so good.
Great.
Every time I go into that game, it's like, oh my god! Like I feel like I have 400 something hours in that game, and
that's insane.
I still feel like I could dump at least another 600 hours in and maybe put a dent in some of the stuff that's in that game.
So you're almost out of the tutorial part then, huh?
Yeah, almost.
I was gonna say, I think
Almost.
I may have about 4 hours in that game. It's just too daunting for me. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, yes, this sounds amazing. And I'm like, but what time do I have to put into it? Like, where do I go from here? And Air Force One has been asking forever about, they're like, if you guys don't start talking about Arizona Sunshine 2, I'm going to go play it because he's got it downloaded and ready to play. So let's move on. Let's get in. And we are getting late, and I am going to go play Resident Evil 4 at midnight. So, which is in a little while. So let's move on to Arizona Sunshine. Let me ask this: Who here has had a chance to play it? Nice, everybody has played it. Yeah, we've been playing it for a little while. We all had some early access to it. Why don't we start with Wes, because Wes, you were probably the biggest fan of Arizona Sunshine, the original, that I've ever seen. You've probably bought more copies of that than most anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely the target audience for this game. I already own the original on every platform, and I finished it multiple times on every platform, singular, with people, with every member of my family except for my youngest son. I did the DLC, numerous times. I love Arizona Sunshine 2.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was hoping for with Arizona Sunshine 2 was basically more of that, but modernized, right? Give me some modern graphics, give me some modern weapon mechanics, and put me back in that same linear campaign and let me kill some zombies. And I mean, for the record, this is what I wanted After the Fall to be. And they finally are giving it to us. I think they're using the same engine. It feels very similar to After the Fall in some ways. But I love it, man. I mean, they didn't reinvent the wheel here. I mean, this is absolutely Arizona Sunshine. But despite its simplicity, it's just fun to play. It's satisfying and fun to play. And I'm digging it.
Yeah, I think, Skeeva, why don't you go? You worked for Vertigo. You know the amazingness that Arizona Sunshine is, and how popular that was, and how it still drives much of their company now, in location-based sales, and what this title means to them. This is definitely Arizona Sunshine. Like, this is, like Wes said, there's no surprises here.
Yeah, I mean, I am loving it so far. Absolutely loving it. I love the story. The mechanics feel really good. The guns feel really good. So one of my favorite parts of After the Fall is how the weapons feel. And I think they absolutely pulled a lot of this stuff over from After the Fall.
Mm-hmm.
The game looks great. I love the dog. The story is, I just want to get through like the story, because it's like seriously very investing. Like I want to know all of the things that are happening here, and what's going to happen at the end. And I know, from what I hear, it's not super long, and I haven't gotten all the way through it yet. But from what I have played, this is an incredible game. It's super immersive, and I'm just loving it so far.
Yeah, Buddy the dog. Who doesn't love Buddy the dog?
Dude.
Right?
Yeah,
Fucking
love
dog.
Buddy.
When I thought I heard what I heard, and I turned around and I saw that dog pissing on something, I'm like, oh my God. And now he just won't stop. He's like peeing every 15 freaking seconds. I'm like, man, what are you doing?
That is one of the things I will say about this game already, which I absolutely love, and I am only a few hours into it. Like, and I've only played it on Steam. So I played it on Steam mainly, and I booted it up in the Quest 2 just so I could look at it. I haven't even had a chance to play it anywhere else yet. So I will do that this week and this weekend. But what I will say is, it is very, very much Arizona Sunshine. But what I love about it, Wes, is the humor, and like the narration from the main character is freaking awesome, man. It's funny. I love what they put into it. I love that they're not afraid to be vulgar and to swear, and give us that very cool thing, and the whole Freddy thing, and it's just the dude's like ready to kill himself in the first scene. He's like trying to drink himself to death. I mean, it's just super well done, and that's one of the things that is very much Arizona Sunshine, and that's what I like about it.
Set the tone, right? It sets the tone when you're in 2023 and all the fucking shit that we've had for the way the culture's changed. over the last couple of years. And you've got within the first 5 minutes of the game, the guy talking about fucking swallowing a bullet, that set the tone. You knew that this game was going to be gritty, that it was going to be immersive, and it's going to be real. And that's one of the things I appreciate about it for sure.
My biggest gripe with this game, I'm just going to say it right now, my biggest gripe. Like, you go through this game and there's all this food that you can eat. There's burgers and sausages and stuff and pizza, and you can eat it when you need health. I always, when I don't need the food, I want to give it to the dog.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't eat it. No, man. Let me see the
He'll take a
dog.
bite.
I haven't been able to get him to eat any of the food.
Yeah,
I
I've gotten him to
dog.
take a bite, but that's it. And then
I've got some gripes too. I didn't want to get to it right off the top, but it's definitely not a perfect game, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely stuff, and I think
was supposed to be silly, by the way. Honestly,
yeah, no, it was fun. It was good, and I think for the main stuff, I think, Wes, why don't we hold it for Virtual Strangers?
Okay.
Because I know we want to talk about it together with Roots and go through it, and we're getting along in the show anyway, and there are issues with this game for sure, but I've enjoyed every minute I've had in it so far, and I want to go back to it. And we can find fault in pretty much every game. We've talked about it tonight. We Assassin's Creed is one of the best games I've ever played, but there's super issues for it. Ghost of Tabor is a game full of issues that continue to have issues, and they will continue to have issues. And it's just giving us enough goodness to where it's okay, and we're willing to work through it to come back. As long as there's things that aren't breakable, and there is definitely so much good here. The gunplay is great. The inventory system is really cool. Like what Skeeva said, I mean, it very much feels like After the Fall with the way the weapons work, and I like the customizability. Like After the Fall, you can adjust your belt, where I want to do it. If you want to sit and then move your belt down so your belt's not up here on your chest, I mean, you can do that. I like that, they have a good smooth turn, and then they can make it fast enough. And, everything is here. The graphics, I think, are really, really good.
Yep.
I think everything is super well done. It gives you exactly what you need. I love some of the indoor environments and having to use the flashlight because it's super dark. And, that was a big part of the original Arizona Sunshine. There's so much here that I really, really like. And the story, I think the story looks super cool, man. I'm really kind of digging this, trying to find patients. I shouldn't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but anyway, the story is cool. There's going to be things that you want to find, and one of the biggest things, Wes, is it's more customizable this time too. It's not just shooting; you have to collect things and you can build things, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do their best to try to give you incentive to explore the maps, which I appreciate because that's the type of gamer I am. I would be exploring the maps either way, but it's good to have something to look for. So yeah, there is that kind of added thing. I do feel like it's a little bit underutilized. They definitely could have made that a bigger part of the game, but it's cool that it's here. It's something that the original game didn't have.
Yeah, it's going to give you more to do, and like we already love the base game, and when you just give us more to build upon, I mean that's what we want. And we have a Scott Albright sighting with a $99.99 super chat. What is up, dude? He says Q2C, and he was true to his word, man. We were talking in the AMA over there on the Ghost of War Discord tonight. He's like, everybody go check out, Q2C VR Gamer. He goes, I'll be over there and dropping super chats like always. And he always does, man. You rock. We appreciate you. And yeah, we've been talking a whole bunch about Ghost of Tabor tonight and the awesomeness and the game of the year that was at the VR Awards. And we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know if we can say anything yet, Skeeva, but we got some stuff coming up with us and Ghost of Tabor sometime in January for an event in January.
I can't wait. Looking forward to it, man.
Oh yeah. Yep. News coming. We'll say this. If you could ever be in the VR community and you could make it to an event, you want to be in Vegas about the second week of 2024.
Indeed.
Definitely. And CES is not what I'm talking about. CES will be there, but CES is not what I'm talking about.
CES will be there as well.
We'll be there as well. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, cool things coming up with more of us and Impact and Combat Waffle, and they have stuff coming too. So I will hit before we get off Arizona Sunshine. I will hit one more time though. The show yesterday for Upload VR Showcase, while the show itself had technical issues, but there was some good announcements in that show that normally we don't see a lot of, and two of them was Grim. We got to see a trailer for Grim, and then we got to see a trailer for Silent North, both Combat Waffle Studios games. And Skeeva, we've known about them. We've had the privilege to know about them almost from the beginning, so we've kind of seen where they've started and where they've come. And Wes too knows a lot about them as well. So we've seen where they've started and where they've come, and they basically kind of announced them to the world yesterday. And damn, I don't know. I mean, yes, I'm excited for Grim, but I am a DayZ guy.
Yeah,
Silent North is going to be fucking awesome, dude.
I know. I'm in the same boat. I have so many friends that are really into Rust, so they are very much looking forward to Grim, and I am too. But Silent North, man, oh, I can't wait. That's going to be so sick. I'm really, really excited for that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the game that we've been asking for, right? Like, see, I never played DayZ, but throughout my kind of history here and doing these shows, I often describe my perfect game, and people always say, "Dude, that's DayZ." So the fact that somebody's bringing something similar to that into VR, like, even though I've never played that and I'm not familiar with it, I'm excited about that because it's got that nice balance of realism that I want my zombie apocalypse to have.
Yeah, I mean, a perpetual universe, Wes, where you have to you have to fight for everything you have or you get in the game, and then you can't just log off. You can't just go, okay, I'm done, and log off. You have to get to one of your safe houses, stash all your stuff, and then hope that it doesn't get broken into while you're gone. I mean, that is Silent North. That is what it's going to be like. You have to protect your things before you get yourself out. You can't, if you log out and somebody happens to come across your stuff, you're done. It's gone. You're gonna
And your body.
Yeah,
like you're gonna be sleeping in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of things that I like. You're gonna have to board yourself up inside of a safe house, while you're logged off, and that's that real universe that you want to be a part of, and I think it's gonna be super cool. And it's just the environment, Skeeva. Being in that cold, snowy environment, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, that's
Can't
going to
wait.
be a good time. This is all, we love to, I should say, I love Tabor because of its realism to where death has real consequence. I'm all about immersion, which is one of the reasons I love VR so much. I love being immersed in this stuff and to have real life consequence when these things happen, like when you get killed and you lose your weapons and all this stuff that you went in with. And oh man, it took me forever to win that firefight to get that gun that I just lost with one headshot, right? But so to have a game that has a game loop like this, where it's all about actual consequence. You better, this is a whole nother existence. And when you're at work or you're out doing something, you're bringing your kid to school or whatever, this is still happening. You know what I mean? It's over there still happening on a server somewhere. So you better be prepared. This is good stuff, man. I love this.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Sure. Yeah, it's super cool. I can't wait for it. And yeah, and thank you again, Scott, for coming in. Thank you for dropping that super chat. You rock, man. You rock. I have such a good time doing those AMAs over there. It's amazing how many people, in a Discord, just in the middle of an afternoon, 6 o'clock on a Thursday, 500 people were in there live, just hanging out, listening, talking. We did it for like 45 minutes, and there was so many people that wanted to get up on, and ask questions, and there's so much going on there. Just a great community, and we appreciate you, guys. Arizona Sunshine too. Let's put a little bit of wrap on this because I want to hit and then want to hit one more topic and then get us all out of here. Great game. I think we'll talk more about it on Sunday. Wes, Skeeva, great game. You're into it. You're looking forward to get back into it.
I love it. I cannot wait to finish this game.
D, if we can pry you off of your supercomputer, can you play a little bit more?
Dude, I've put in at least 3 hours, 3-4 hours, and it says I'm only like 30% done with it. I explored just like Wes, and I've found so much stuff, cool stuff, ATF Easter eggs. Just it's fun.
And I want to call out some BS from some reviewers saying that this is like a 4 to 5 hour game. I'm 5 hours in, and I'm about to cross the halfway mark on it. So,
Oh wow! So
like,
we're talking probably a 10-hour game
yeah,
then.
yeah,
Okay.
probably, yeah.
I think that's fine. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
do we prefer? I will, yeah, I'd love more. I mean, but I mean, I think 10 hours is pretty standard now for a VR game. I mean, we don't want 3 or 4 hour experience. We don't want fracked, but
Right.
Yeah.
um,
I mean, I guess if you run through this, it's like 4 to 5 hours, right? But I can't imagine being in a world like this and not looking around. Like
Yeah.
I can't run by some of these rooms and some of these desks and not looking at
yeah,
doors
right,
and like
exactly.
I can't do that. I'll have to like turn around and go back or I'll lose sleep at night. Like, I need to know what's happening in this place. Right?
Oh
So yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll go. This happened to me last time I played. I went past a point of no return where I couldn't get back, and there was a part that I didn't explore before I got there. I just
Reload.
went back to the main menu and
Yeah.
reloaded it so I could go
Yeah.
over there.
I feel you. I'm the same way.
Oh, yeah. I'm maybe not that bad, but I'm pretty bad. Yeah,
I got a
for sure.
machete out of the deal and a cool hat.
Sweet.
I do love
Yeah,
some of the
that's
melee. Some of
another
the melee
thing.
is super good in here. The axes and the melee feels great.
Oh yeah, and you can pick up the something small, but like you can pick up the hats, the
Mhm.
masks, cigars,
Did you
cigarettes.
put the
and
hats on the
frickin-
dog? Like, come on.
Dude,
Yeah. How did you
Did
guys?
you?
Go ahead, D.
Okay, no, it's just I found this out today when I was playing. Did you know you can light your cigar on a Molotov cocktail?
Oh, I did not.
No,
way.
really?
Bro,
That is cool though.
No
You know what I did notice though? You can light
Uh,
another cigarette off the one you already have in your mouth. That is pretty cool.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
That's
that's
so
So just
sick.
like have one in your mouth and like chain smoking. Pretty cool.
How'd
Oh,
that go, Mesh?
Yeah, you know. You know who else likes to do it like that?
My mom. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, has anybody tried the multiplayer or the co-op yet, or the horde
No, I
mode, or
want
even the
to.
co-op in the campaign? I didn't get a chance to. Me and Wes were trying to hook up, but I ended up falling asleep because I've been exhausted all week. But I never worked out. Anybody else? No.
No,
I haven't yet,
I
but
heard
I will be. Like for sure. I will be going through this game many times, just like Wes did with the first one, and like I did with the first one. This game is gonna get run through a trillion times with a trillion different people. So
absolutely. These type of games are the perfect kind of way to introduce people to VR. It's something you can bring people in. You can move at your own pace. It's not super hard. That's kind of one of my complaints about the game. It's kind of easy, but you can teach people like stick locomotion in a game like this. You can
Mm-hmm.
teach people reload mechanics again because you're moving at your own pace. You don't have to to be like fast about it, and you're always there, right? Like they're not going to die because if things get too hairy, you can just pick up and help. That's what I used Arizona Sunshine 1 for, and this is just kind of the next version of that.
I was going to ask if anybody has done co-ops. Have they seen is it the crazy janky animations like the Arizona
don't know.
Sunshine one with the characters? Remember the characters as you
Oh,
watch them like
yeah.
running around? They're so janky and broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the same, I wonder?
I
No, I
don't
doubt
know.
it.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's going to
you
be like after the fall. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
going to be like after the fall.
Yeah.
It'll be much smoother this time around. I'm a bit surprised. I heard that the horde mode's kind of bare bones.
I ran one round in the horde mode just because I'm a big horde mode fan. So I figured
How
I'd
does it
run
compare to like an after the fall horde mode?
I did it very quickly. It compares closely into you're locked in an environment. So like how that one how like you can't move out of like a certain area, right? So they give you a map, but you're like you have like with the one I did, you were like under like a metal roofed open air area, and you're kind of stuck in there and you can't go anywhere, and they're just coming from all different sides. So I didn't play it long into it just to try. I just wanted to try it. And actually, what I couldn't figure out is I couldn't figure out how to get more ammo. Like I had used all the ammo in the environment, and I had no ammo left, and I
It's
died.
all laying in the regular maps, like everywhere, all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I couldn't find any more in the map anywhere because, like I said, it's very limited space what you have to walk around in, and I just couldn't find any more ammo. But I died. But I'm sure I just didn't get enough time. I'll go back in and do it. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad they have those modes in there. Like it's mainly a campaign game, but they have those modes in there, which is cool.
And I'm sure they'll support it, right? There'll be more horde maps. There'll probably be
Oh, yeah.
story DLC
Absolutely.
and everything.
Yeah, Vertigo. This is their bread and butter, man. Arizona Sunshine is everything to them. You know, they're gonna support this game. They're gonna continue to add stuff. They're gonna continue to patch it and make it better. This isn't going anywhere, not for a long, long time.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Bluebell had said so. Silent North is going to be game Ghost of Tabor. No, it's going to be two separate games. It's actually going to be three games that they're doing. Combat Waffle Studios is making three games right now. They have Ghost of Tabor. They'll continue to work on that. That's their main team is still there. They're working on a game called Silent North, which is a DayZ type game, and then they're working on a game called Grim, which is a Rust type game.
What she was saying, because when Skeeva was kind of describing Silent North, he started talking about Ghost of Tabor and a lot of these aspects of realism, and she thought that maybe the games were similar, and they will be in some ways, but a lot of that realism from Ghost of Tabor will transfer into Grim and Silent North. The difference being, I mean, not only will Silent North be a like zombie apocalypse scenario, but like Skeeva was mentioning, this is in a persistent world. When you leave Ghost of Tabor, you know, you're done. You come back, it'll be a whole new instance. When Silent North, that world, it always exists. It doesn't start over. You have to. Your character is always in there, even when you're not. So you have to find a place to fortify, because if you don't, the people that are playing while you're away are going to break into your place. They're going to kill you. They're going to take all your stuff. That's kind of the biggest difference between like a Tabor and these other games, is that it's just nonstop. It goes all the time.
You know who's nonstop and goes all the time, D?
My mom. Yeah, she does.
24/7. She is 24/7.
She has no off button.
Animal.
Very true. Very true. But cool. Yeah. I mean, more to come this Saturday. Come and check out, or this Sunday, come and check out Virtual Strangers. We'll be talking Game of the Year categories and catching up with myself and Roots and Wes. And we're going to talk, I'm sure we'll be talking Arizona Sunshine 2. And then we're going to talk a lot about our final topic tonight, which is going to be Resident Evil 4. God damn, I love this game. I probably said this a million times, and you guys probably heard me say it. I bought a GameCube to play Resident Evil 4. You guys remember that it was originally
yeah, I remember
on
that.
only the GameCube.
Yeah.
And I was not a big Nintendo fan at the time, so I didn't own anything after like the Super NES, Nintendo wise. But I actually went out and bought a GameCube and had a lot of fun with the GameCube after that, actually. For a cool system, but I bought it mainly for Resident Evil 4, and that's how much I love this game. Love it. The Quest game is really it's one of the best games on the Quest that you can still find right now. It's a great experience. I don't think that will hold a candle to what we'll be playing in about an hour from now.
Dude, I even bought the chainsaw for the GameCube.
No way, really? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was serious. And that game has stood the test of time and has always been known as one of the greatest video games ever made. Like, people have always loved Resident Evil 4. And the fact that we just got, I mean, not just, but like, what was it, a year and a half ago or something?
Yeah.
We got Resident Evil 4 on the Quest, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I played through it 2 times. It's pretty rare I go like, I finish a game and then I just start right over because it was so good. That game was so good. And now to have it on PSVR 2 with OLED displays and a completely remade, version of the game with HDR and like adaptive triggers and facial haptics. Oh, dude, this is going to be so next level. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
And they've even improved upon it from the flat version. Like you can take knives in both hands and defend and attack with both hands. Obviously they've put in manual reload mechanics, but they've also redone a lot of the audio that goes with the weapons to make them more immersive and realistic. They did a blog post yesterday, and it was like pages and pages long of all this new information. And I'm very optimistic that this might be the game of the year next year, even though it's coming out technically this year. Like this might be the VR game of the year next year. It's going to be so amazing.
This could be the best game. This could be literally. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm keeping my fingers. This could be the best VR game that we've ever played. Like
Yeah,
like
very
the
well
game
could.
itself is there for me as long as they implement everything properly in that amazing headset with those haptics. If they deliver it all right now, because I know the game, like I've known the game, I played it back and forth, front and back. But if they can deliver that game, but do it in a great way with everything that VR headset has to offer, they will absolutely blow me away. And I'm telling you right now, I'll have a tough time voting anything else for game of the year, even for this year, because I'm going to want to stick it in here. I'm going to fight for it again. And we even know we've already disqualified
No, we
anything
can't.
past a certain date.
Dude,
I
could
know,
you
but I'm going to
imagine
want it.
if we count that, we have to count everything that comes out in December,
I know.
and think about what that would mean. Like that would be a cluster.
I know we did it for after the fall. Was it last year we did it for after the fall or the year before? I don't remember when it came out.
Yeah, we did it for after the fall, and
we shouldn't have probably.
Yeah,
but we
probably
did.
shouldn't have. There was a lot of recency bias with that, but you know, even beyond the recency bias, to have to play all these games in a few weeks would be impossible. Like I'm going to struggle just playing the stuff from November and before, and playing enough of it to make an informed decision. Last year, we did the 2023 show in late January. Like, okay, I don't want to do that again this year.
No, I'm with you.
So yeah, I think we're gonna go New Year's Eve or New Year's Day or something like that. Yeah, I just can't. It's still hard though, right? Because I need to go finish Village. I need to put dozens of hours into Gran Turismo 7.
I know.
I need to go play Far Cry 6 VR. You know what I mean?
Wait.
So much to play. Like, there's so much.
You
It's
all
so much.
have to stop. Did you just say you didn't finish Village?
I haven't finished.
I didn't
it,
either.
no.
I'm probably like an hour to 2 hours away from finishing Village.
Guys, Resident Evil Village could be the
Yeah.
best VR game I've ever played.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
just one game of the year,
Like
right?
right
Somebody
next
said.
to like
right?
Half-Life
Yeah.
Alex. Like Village is so good.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes me wonder if like how could they beat that game? Like how could Resident Evil 4 beat Village? And I'm worried, I guess maybe more because I've already played through Resident Evil 4 so many times that unless they drastically change the story, I kind of know what's happening, right? But like Village, please go finish that game.
Yeah, I'm going to. That's my point, though. That's my point. Like, I need to do that. Like, I need to do that. I want to do that. But now Resident Evil 4 is dropping, and Asgard's Wrath 2 is dropping, and we just got Assassin's Creed I haven't finished yet, and Arizona Sunshine 2. And like, there's so many games coming out in December. Like, it's tough, man. It's tough because basically what this means is I'm going to have to go in and play Resident Evil 4 for like 5 hours and put it down. I don't want to.
I'm gonna.
but that's what I'm going to have to do.
Can we do that? I don't know if I can do that. If I go in there, Wes, I'm telling you right now, man, if I go in there tonight and it's fucking awesome and it blows me away and it's everything I want it to be,
It's going to be.
how am I going to turn it down? How am I going to go back to go and play something else? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to want to.
I know.
That
And
that
get
just
this.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that just means you have to finish it in one sitting mash. So you start, you cannot stop.
Oh god damn!
Nice.
I got a company I'm trying to help.
That's the silver lining, though. You know, we're going to have to walk away from Resident Evil 4, but we're walking into Resident Evil 8. So,
Yeah,
you know, it's okay.
no, you know, yeah, we're not going to like Resident Evil 4 to like what the bat, which is great.
Although there are some quest titles, like I need to put more in Vampire the Masquerade. I haven't even played Stride Fates at all. Like,
Wow, yeah, you're like Stride Face.
yeah.
Wes.
So I mean, yeah.
Jeez.
And then
You
I want to
know,
go. I
I'm
want to go
excited for
play.
you because you still have like all this amazing stuff to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Man, it doesn't blow your mind that people are like, oh,
I have nothing to play.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's so much.
Dude.
That's what I mean. I don't understand
different
people now. I
planet.
mean, just and forget about just like these big, huge AAA titles. This like we've talked about Mother Gunship Forge with Gazzlers. Gazzlers is a great game and just got a huge update that I freaking love, man. It's such a good game to play, and that's a palate cleanser game that's super cool. We talked about Light Brigade.
It's had
talked about-
updates too, and it's getting more updates.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we just talked about what was the other PlayStation game with the mine car? I'm losing my brain right now.
Switchback.
Switchback.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Just
so
got
many
the horde mode
games to
thing,
play.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, how do you not jump into these games right now? Like, if you're out there going, VR, there's nothing out there for me to play, then just put the headset down at that point, and I don't know, We'll play.
Yeah, there's so much to play, and I don't know what to do. Like you know what I want to play? I want to go play Lego Brick Tales. I can play that. It
Oh,
came
dude,
out
I was playing that
today.
right before we
Is
hopped
it good?
on.
It looks cool.
It is cool. It was very different than I was expecting. I was really hoping for like a, Star Wars Legos or Batman Legos, right? That comedy, that
Yeah.
type of game where you're just like beating up everything because everything gives you coins. This is
Yeah.
very, very different. This is not that. What this is more also like a puzzle game where you need to build things in order to advance. But you can also just build Legos, which is kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
But you have to like build the Legos to be stable. Like if you build a bridge and you didn't put the Legos together correctly, it's going to fall
crumble.
down, it's going to break, and you're not going to be able to advance. So like this is a little bit different than what I was thinking it was going to be, but it was really cool.
Yeah, that's not what I'm really looking forward to. But
Hey, look.
Vertigo 2, I want to go finish Vertigo 2.
I haven't even booted Sniper Elite Winter Warrior.
I haven't
Oh,
either.
God, me neither. Me neither. I bought it right
I
before I
have.
left. I'm like, I didn't buy. Oh, man.
Dude.
Oh, no. I
So what do
forgot
we
all
do?
about
What do we
Sniper
do?
Elite.
What do we do? Light Brigade just had all the
Clone.
stuff
We
we
gotta
already
clone
talked
it.
I
about.
know. I want to go play that Light
Clone.
Brigade mixed reality that we just saw.
Yeah. What do we
That's
do?
crazy.
We need another month. We need like something between December and January where there's no work. There's nothing to do.
You-
I just need to play VR.
You know what I just forgot? What about Lo-Fi Katana? That is coming. It's coming, guys. Like, how do we like put that down? Lo-Fi
Right.
Katana.
You don't put
Cookie
it
Run,
down
The Darkest
if you
Night is
don't
coming.
pick it up.
No, that's out. That's out. And
Cookie Run dropped today.
it dropped a couple days ago.
All right.
And
Mhm.
as cool as it looks, I won't be playing that game anytime
I
soon.
will. If I had time, I would play it. How about
Oh,
Zero Caliber
same.
2? When's that coming?
Oh, dude, that looks so good. Can we just talk about how underrated Zero Caliber is? Like that game launched a really long time ago, but it is a very different game than how it launched.
Yeah.
That game is incredible. It's one of the best co-op experiences that you can have. To just go through that game with your friends, like it is so good. And Zero Caliber 2 looks like it's going to be even better. I'm stoked for that game.
For sure. For sure.
Michelle B. I get Dungeons of Eternity. I want to get back into there too. I freaking love Dungeons of Eternity. They have
There
a
you go.
great roadmap, guys. All the complaints that
Yeah.
people have been saying, possibly there's a problem with. Have you seen the roadmap that they put out? I mean, that could absolutely propel that game to everything that we thought it could
Giving
do.
it everything that we asked for is on that roadmap.
Yep.
And I need to finish Genotype, which is
Oh
one
my
of my
God, I
favorite
know.
games
I'm
of the year.
close with that one though. That game's fucking awesome too.
And they just did another update today, I think. Wasn't it today that they
It was,
Really for
Yeah.
Geno?
Yeah.
Man, what did they update this time?
I mean, a lot of it was quality of life stuff, but
Yeah.
they
Bulwark
continue to support it.
Bulwark Games just nailed it with that one, man.
They did a great job.
Yeah, they just really did. Yeah, dude. I mean, some of the games that we saw yesterday, Micro Machines, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked for Micro Machines. Oh my God. I used to love Micro Machines when I was a kid, and I loved all the games. Even on like Super Nintendo and stuff, I used to love the Micro Machine games. And I will tell you that, honest to God, man, like Craft Track is like one of the best MR games I've ever played. It is stupid amounts of fun. That game is so good that I really feel like it should be bundled with the Quest. I think everyone should boot up a Quest, and that should be one of the first things they play, because not only can you build these tracks, but like the game itself that they have put together is so addictive and so good. But then you can just like make like it's just remote control cars that you can put anywhere.
Just
we
my
were
point.
in the Netherlands, and I was driving a car over Mash's lap up onto his chest, on his head and stuff, and it was hilarious.
Really?
And so and the Micro Machines game looks very similar in a way to what Craft Track is doing. And so I am more excited for Micro Machines because of Track Craft.
Exactly my point, because obviously we're going to have to do an MR category this year, right? And give an MR award out.
Yeah.
And outside of Game of the Year, outside Mod of the Year, and all that stuff, I haven't played games like that. I haven't played Trackcraft. And everybody raves about it. So obviously I'm going to have to do that at some point. So this is just my point all over again. Like,
it's already December 7th.
how are we going to do that? Yeah.
And I'm finishing RE4 with this one.
One
I
sitting.
can't.
Nash.
There's no way I'm giving that up. I mean, unless I go in there and I'm like, this isn't that good, which
That ain't
I don't
happening.
think that's going to happen.
Good point. Brandon VR says the Meow Wolf
Wolf,
course
holy
just
crap,
dropped for
man.
Walkabout.
Oh,
Dear Chat
Brat.
GPT, please help me clone myself.
yeah, really. Ask Chat GPT how
I think we
that.
should. I think we should do the weekend meeting tomorrow in Walkabout. That's what I vote for.
Jay Brat just stopped in. He said just finished the gaming awards. He said, how are all the VR games PlayStation VR 2 exclusives? I mean, was that the case? Were they all exclusive?
No, I mean there were. I heard some meta exclusives, or he's talking about maybe the VR game of the year. Well, that's the reason why is because Sony's, up into because the nominees for this was came up in August or something like that before Quest 3 came out, and Meta didn't have anything before that.
No,
Like,
yeah.
if you're talking about big budget, big scale VR games that came out in 2023, they were all PSVR 2 exclusives. People don't want to hear that. People forget about that because they all came out in February and March. But it's 100% the truth. Like all of the big AAA VR games that came out this year prior to Quest 3 coming out were all PSVR 2 exclusive. Sony money. The same Sony that doesn't do anything for VR.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I like I said, all they need is a couple of titles. Like literally, they need a couple of these titles, like that we just talked about, to blow everybody away, and then all that talk goes away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the power of Sony. Literally, they have the titles to do it. Like all they needed to do is announce a couple that are even coming for next year,
Yeah.
and then have Resident Evil 4 be a huge runaway hit that I think it can be, and it all goes away. It literally all goes away, and then it turns out to be a great launch.
I got my fingers crossed for CES that they reveal a game or two there, because the slate is clear now. The slate's clear for VR. The slate's clear for flat. Nobody knows what's coming for PlayStation. Hopefully, we find out when we're in Vegas.
We will be there. We will be there at the Sony press conference, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see the first thoughts of PlayStation Pro, or
yeah, possibly. I definitely think that's coming this year. So maybe they will announce it at CES.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys. What do you think? We all just witnessed recently the very first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. What do you guys think? First of all, looked sick, right?
Yeah.
But what do you think the chances are? Maybe not at launch, but that they have been building native VR into this.
Honestly, 50-50. I think it's just as likely as not. Like, we're talking about a 2025 game. We're talking about an emerging technology. While true, it isn't there yet, everyone knows it's inevitable, including Rockstar Games. And let's be honest, they got on to Luke Ross last year for a reason, right?
Yep.
Told him to stop giving people GTA VR. So who knows? I think it's just as likely as not that they're already working on VR for that.
I think it is likely, and if it ever does happen, it will absolutely change the landscape of VR as we know
Singularity. We've always referred to this as the singularity. When we get a full-fledged GTA VR that people can go in and online and live their lives as prostitutes and bank robbers and drug dealers, it's over, dude. It's Westworld, right? This would be Westworld in real life. It would be the singularity. That would be the thing that might actually get the flat people to say, you know what? I think I need a VR headset.
100%. There's only a couple of titles out there, and this is probably the biggest one. Like how long have we talked about San Andreas in VR because they mentioned it one time,
right?
One time, and never brought it up again, and we still talk about it to today as like the unicorn
game.
Exactly. I mean, it's like the white whale or the unicorn. We keep talking about in San Andreas. If they ever announce that for PlayStation, dude, so Sony would, if they were ever looking to like boost if they wanted to, like, we were going to make this fucking thing a success and we're going to sell how many PlayStation VR 2 headsets, announce it for PlayStation VR 2, and it'll blow the roof off. It would be a completely different landscape. They would probably dominate the market over Quest 3 for a considerable time, if they even just announced it.
They spent billions on this game, like $2 point something billion. How
Yeah.
could that not include?
And that's another thing too, is you have to recoup all that money. What it would make sense to try and sell as many copies across as many platforms as you possibly can.
And it's not that hard, man. It's not that hard. One of the big revelations about in that RE4 interview that they put on the PlayStation blog yesterday is they just started on this VR mode like in April. Like it took them like 6 or 8 months to do it. Like it's to the point now that the modern game engines to get a game into VR, you basically you flip a switch, you optimize, and then you insert in some VR specific mechanics, and you're done. Like modders are doing it.
Mhm.
These big mega corporations can definitely do it easily, quickly, and not that much money.
Definitely, and we're working off the PlayStation 5, which is a really heavy duty hardware unit that they've had open for 3 years now.
Yep.
So they have gotten to the point where they're optimizing absolutely everything. I guarantee it could definitely push that game in VR. You know, maybe not when it launched, but I mean they've had 3 years now to start optimizing for the PlayStation 5.
Certainly
They're
Pro.
squeezing every inch they can get out of it now. So I know they can do it.
I mean, what's a Pro going to be like? Equivalent to like a 3080 Ti or something? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and that's in, you know, and that's pre-optimization, right? Like they say PS5 is like a 2080 Super or something like that, but it outperforms 2080 Super because it's optimized for gaming.
Right.
Like, so yeah, PS5 Pro, like it's going to murder games like that. You know what I mean?
D says 3080 Ti. Get that out of here. Some kind of chump change
Trash.
card.
Right.
Oh man. D sitting with her 4090.
No, I got a
4090.
4080.
Oh, that's right. You got the 40. Roots has
Yeah.
the 4090.
I tried getting a 4090.
So
I
between
had
the
it
two of you,
ordered.
you can heat the entire house.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
real.
Just turn the heat right off. You don't.
No,
You're in
seriously,
Colorado.
if
You don't need anything. You don't need any
If-
heat.
It's
If I-
December. I haven't turned the heat on. My 3090 takes care of it. No problem.
We turn it on. We turn the heat on overnight because it does drop down into like the 20s and stuff like that. But yeah, no. Once I wake up, this PC goes on. It's nice and toasty up here.
Cook some marshmallows back
That's
there.
Holy moly.
Oh damn! If it gets that hot,
4090. Good for you, D. Good for you, guys.
I'm struggling right now, but it's
It's worth it.
worth
As
it.
long as you can
I
game
don't
and be
care.
happy, it's all worth it, D. You can't
Oh
take
my
it with
God,
you.
yeah.
Can't take it with you. Guys, this has been an amazing show. I knew there was not going to be a lack to talk about, and we've already crossed the 2-hour and 13-minute mark. And I appreciate y'all coming in. Thank you. I know how busy everybody is. You know, Skeeva, I know, and Wes, and I know firsthand exactly how busy we all are, and going on, everything going on in personal lives too. So thank you guys for coming in. D, thank you for being here as always. You guys kick ass. And Todd jumped into the chat earlier and said, "Did you guys flip me off at the beginning of the show?"
No, he didn't say did you guys. He said did Eric flip me off.
Well, it may have been me.
Yes.
There may have been a few people in the chat too. It wasn't just me. D flipped you off too. She moved her glasses up.
No,
her
I
middle
didn't.
finger
I
up to-
pushed my glasses up like so. That's not
Todd says I'm still here. We miss you, Todd, and we'll catch you soon. And Todd and I got into a little racket club the other day. This is such a good game, Racket Club. It comes out next week. We've been playing it now for a little bit. We've got a video coming soon. It's a lot of fun, and I love tennis, man. And I wouldn't say it's tennis. It's not tennis. It's not pickleball. It's not squash. It's not racquetball. It's a
like a
mixture
child
of all
of
of them. Yeah, it's literally, it's like you took all of them and you took the best parts of all of them, mashed them up into one, and you have probably one of the coolest experiences that you can do. And I can't wait to get in and play that more and show, and can't wait for everybody else to see it too. And it's going to be super cool. But again, thank you guys for being here, and catch us on Saturday for Virtual Strangers. We're going to rock and roll and do a whole bunch of stuff. Wes, myself, Roots, D, go grab Roots out of his bedroom. Have him come in and say hi. No, I'm just kidding.
Good message.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But thank you guys all for being here. Come and check us out. Skeeva, what do you got coming up? Anything big? No Between Realities. When's Between Realities come back?
Not until after CES.
Wow. Okay. Nice. So
yeah, but I will be
right?
next week going to do an in-person racquetball or a racket club tournament, which is going to be super fun. So
Awesome.
I'm excited about that. And then other than that, man, it's like you guys, right? Just sitting here having an anxiety attack of how I'm going to play all these games that I want to play, like, and still have a job and be a parent. You know what I mean? I don't know how this is even doable, but yeah.
When
Escape
are you going to have
Portal.
time to do the AI show with Tribe?
Dude, I know. It's insane. It's insane.
Escape Portal's coming in with the $10 super chat right at the end and poses an interesting question. It says Asgard Wrath 2, Arizona Sunshine 2, Vertigo 2, Resident Evil 8, GT7, Synapse, Horizon, Call of the Mountain, Breachers, Light Brigade, Geo. What's
I think that's Ghost of Tabor. I think.
Ghost of Tabor? Okay, the B threw me off. Ghost of Tabor, Vampire the Masquerade, Dungeons of Eternity, Crossfire, Nexus, RE4, Seventh Guest, Switchback, Horizon, Stride Fates. And
This could be the best VR year we've seen in.
That just melted my brain.
Yeah,
Wow.
ever.
And this,
Ever.
I guarantee there's some titles in there that are still like, is Vertigo 2 on there? Yeah, he's got Vertigo 2.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's so many titles that I guarantee there's some we missed. Is Horizon Call the Mountain on there? Yeah, he's got that.
Yep, he's got it. He's a pretty good list.
GT7 is on there. Yeah, I mean he's pretty cohesive on his list here.
What about Assassin's Creed? That's not on there.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Nexus. Damn right. How about Genotype? Genotype's one of the best games I played this year. Yeah, I mean, there's so many freaking good games. You know,
it's a great year. It was a great year, and people don't realize it because it was all in two spots, right? It was all February, March, and then November, December. But man, I mean, those two periods are just like all-time periods for VR. So
legendary. Yeah.
Oh, Nexus, right? He did put
Nexus on there. Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, that's a really good list. But I guarantee there's a couple we could still put on there. It could be. This could be. We might have to think about that for just the best gaming year ever. Might be something to vote for.
It's the year where we've had the most to be grateful for, where people have been probably the least appreciative of it.
Yeah. No, seriously, overcritical. I mean, and I've fallen into them with this too. And you know, I think it's easy to fall into that trap. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a time where we demand higher than ever before, but we still have some of the best games that we've seen. Just think about the hardware too that we've had. The year for virtual reality has been amazing. We've had 3 big headsets drop, 2 of the biggest, Quest 3 and PlayStation VR 2 drop this year. We had the Pimax Crystal drop this year, the HTC XR Elite drop this year. Am I missing anything else?
I don't know. Did you say PSVR 2 and Quest 3?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much all you need, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of the biggest games of the year, some of the biggest games of the year, and some of the biggest hardware we've seen in years, all in one year. So it has been a pretty amazing year for sure.
Epic year.
Yep. And that is the end of an epic show. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. We'll see Todd next week. Oh, you know what I do want to say? Right now, I think right now, I'll put a link in chat. The epicness that is Swordsman VR and Q2C VR Gamer are starting another Gleam giveaway. We love Gleam giveaways. And I went out and I said, I'm going to talk. Swordsman has a new competition going on. They have a new training grounds and they have a competition, a golden ticket competition going on. And I talked to Swordsman and I said, let's do something together. I talked to BHaptics and I said, let's do something together with Swordsman. And we are giving away not 1, but 2 X40s right now in a Gleam giveaway. So you can go in, you get a grand prize is going to be 1 of 2 BHaptics vests. Second place is going to get a Q2C VR Gamer hoodie and a Swordsman's game key. Come and check this out. BHaptics integrated on both Swordsman standalone and on Steam. And then the new training grounds. So go check it out. Go to this Gleam. Win a freaking X40, man. X40 is the BHaptics vests are so fucking good. They're just so good. I've tried them all. I've had an X16 for 2 years. I just got my very own X40 to check it out with the Breachers integration that they just did, which was phenomenal, by the way. They did a really good job with that. And And man, the X40 is just such a good vest, and it's not cheap. So if you ever had a thought of getting one, win one. Jump in
There
and
you
go check
go.
out Swordsman. Swordsman is awesome. They're completely revamping their entire system, their battle system again, Wes, to make it even better. They're just continue
Wow.
to work on this game. I mean,
Wow.
over and over again.
That's crazy because it's already great. Like the combat is excellent. This is like the highlight of the game.
Heck yeah. Yeah, there's a few days left. There's gonna be like, I think this is gonna go for like 30 days or something like that. So you got time, but go check it out and get in there and win one. It's pretty damn awesome. Thank you to BHaptics. Thanks to Swordsman. All right, this is like the longest goodbye ever, but good night, everybody. We will catch you on Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Jinx.
Yeah, Sunday. All right, see you, everybody. That's the wrong one. What the fuck? Do I know where the end of the show is? I don't even know where the end of the show is. Let's try this one.